Now, Ginger, I want you to see, please, I want to find out exactly what happens. Let me explain to our listeners that the whole of this cabin of the unloader goes out on a rail right out over the river as though not resting on anything. In fact, it's hung by a beam above us. Then down goes the grab and up comes the oar. So that we can start another motor car being made, Ginger, you might say. Let's go. Come on.
Right.
And out we go, swinging along right out over the ship. Now all support has vanished, and we're dizzily looking down 150 feet into the bottom of the hold. There are the red stones that have come from Africa, France, and Spain. Down goes the great crab into the bottom of the hole. It's there. Right over a pile of iron ore. Crabs are opened. Ginger brings the whole thing back as tenderly as if he were driving one of these little motor cars that we're going to see presently. And picks it up. There's the green river flowing by below us. 150-foot dive it will be down, but you'd hit the hold of the ship and not the soft water of the river. And now up into the sunshine comes the crab. Here's the iron ore that we need so badly to go ashore. And we come running back on our rails now. You have to support yourself as you come back. And in a moment you'll hear it going down into the waiting trucks. Well, there, with that mighty crash, is another load of ore. And as that starts the whole operation going, let's go from here on the riverside now towards the blast furnaces, where Raymond Baxter is going to tell you what happens next in the process of making a car.
Well, here in the furnace section of the plant, I'm in a dark, smoky world where great gouts of flame shoot out at you if you're not very much on your toes, where enormous pieces of machinery weighing heaven knows how many hundreds of tons swing and move slowly from point to point like the great robots that they are. I can see the blast furnace, which Richard mentioned, across a little patch of sunlight, looking very blue with all the smoke that hangs around this part, towering up into the afternoon sky, with its three huge cylinders, looking in fact like the great steel retort, which it is. And there, the iron ore, which is unloaded from the ships, is melted down and poured, just as one would pour a cup of tea, into huge cradles, each of which contains 60 tons, no less, of flaming molten metal. So much then for the blast furnaces and the pig iron. But I am standing now right alongside one of the furnaces, which is the joy of the engineers here at the plant. It's a huge electric furnace which makes alloys. It makes 15 tons of alloy at a time, and it's running all the time. Now, no sooner is a draft taken out, and more metal comes in, and that's what you can hear at this moment. Well, that huge roar of sound was the noise when the raw materials for this electric furnace are poured in down a huge chute. Of course, there's no one anywhere near it. It's gouting flame and smoke at this very moment. I've got Mr. Bill Spite. My goodness, we're being driven further and further back by this huge, roaring, hissing inferno. Bill, what is exactly the material which you've just put into the furnace?
The material we've just put in is 500 pounds of steel plus silicon, manganese, chrome, and limestone.
In other words, a vast 500 weights of solid material has just been shot down into this furnace and it turned the whole place into a roaring Dante's Inferno. Well, now, I'm going to try and get away from the heat and the roar, and I've gone down now into a tunnel which passes under the furnace itself. There are men working on the levers which control this huge furnace. There's one man perched up all amongst the steel, working a small lever, which in fact rocks that gigantic furnace and tips it so that it can be tapped and molten metal can pour out of the lip of it. And that is the stage of the operation which confronts me now.